Some of you may likely have questions about the Hopien Party, and I might have those answers to those questions. Do I have this party completely planned out? Or is there space for others to join the board and offer suggestions they think would or could improve our party? Well, until the real website for the Hopien Party goes online, which is a social media aspect, I'm working on this by myself while staying completely open to suggestions others leave me for improvement, and that's real. Suggestions done either in comments on the various video links or from reading messages left through Facebook or Twitter accounts. Otherwise, it's next to impossible for any individual to have every question already thought out with 100% factual answers as to how something as big as the Hopien Party becomes a reality and attempts to take over our antiquated left and right systems. And I've put months worth of thought into how we individually represent and educate ourselves through this, but it's my hope that many of you who are really interested in this and smarter than myself on certain topics, especially in the political realm, will speak up on the potential downfalls to avoid or hurdles that would need to be jumped for things to proceed smoothly during the creation phases. And this leads to the next question, which is, when will the actual Hopien Party website that we all use to represent ourselves actually go online? And before I open up the Hopien Party social media webpage for everyone to voice their desires on, I want to accomplish two things. The first is to ambitiously have over 1 million people answer the short 5-question survey using survey links to the social media account. This survey will act as a foundation for the social media website, establishing guidelines the majority of us all agree to. And up to 1 million surveys are filled out, I'll periodically share the results to show everyone how we feel about the guidelines and as an example of the transparency to come. And the second, and equally if not more important thing I want to accomplish, is to have a few representatives step up to the plate. Once they see we have the required number of people joining this, that will ensure them the win in whatever political position they and we may be trying to attain. I want a first representative because without having one as an example to see how this works, the website itself will feel like any other social media webpage if we're only left stuck listening to people voice the changes we want with no action to back it up. We require an unprecedented amount of people, numbering in the millions, wanting to step up for ourselves, our AKA Hopiens, for each tax jurisdiction before we feel like this is really working. And I've already learned through some local outreach to politicians that most representatives feel the same way, meaning they feel it's too risky to hop off the stable ship that is the left and right wings without seeing real results from us first. And the next question is, how does showing polling in real time work if we already don't believe in the accuracy of polls anymore? And I'll be putting this up as one of the survey questions to see if the majority of us agree with this suggestion or not. But I believe in order for us to place our whole trust in this online voting system under the specifically close instance of a 49-51 split decision, or whatever number we choose on, we should all be forced to show which sides of the issue we all lie on for everyone who participated in the vote. I mean, it adds pressure and validity that if a decision were ever really split that close, then at least we on the losing side would know that this was a real split, and we can see and believe in it by seeing the faces and names of those who agreed or disagreed on it. And I want to stress it's important that we stop being afraid of what others see we desire, because we are only given one life. And we shouldn't be afraid to speak up for ourselves, always remembering to live with passion in each and every moment. And what other aspects would be transparent about the Hopien Party? Every single thing regarding our financials would be made public via accounting forms put online for all to see, starting with any donations received to how much money our representatives make, and then in the end how much each cost impact of any decision is. Ideally, these accounting forms are shown in real time and are added as each new one comes into existence, but since I'm not fluent with internet coding and accounting logistics, that might be a bit of a stretch to promise for a real-time accounting representation of everything financial. But the next and equally important aspect of transparency that acts as the bones of what keeps the Hopien Party itself working is, from here on out, we get to see all the political decisions that were made and upcoming decisions to be made on all topics. Any decisions that our representatives make without our participation, or upcoming choices that they get presented or have put on their plate by us individuals, will ultimately be decided through our majority vote. meaning we need to see it all to be able to participate in it and finally gain the ability of overturning our representatives' minority losing side decisions. Remember, we are paying into every single bit of this, our government. So we should have full say in all matters, all the way up to issues such as military spending and upcoming roles our soldiers may have to play in the world. Now, being a proud military brat to a father who served in the Army for 25 years, I can confidently say I'm sure all soldiers wish they had a little more influence in where they were forced to fight for those that they represent back at home. And the next question I get is, how do you represent yourself in the Hopien Party if you live in a community with no internet access, or if you can't afford internet or a phone? Or if you're one of the Homo sapiens who choose to continue to do things through snail mail instead of being connected in the most efficient way possible, which is with the rest of us through an online, ultimately transparent, secured, and vocal presence. And you can continue to do things through mail. And when we receive the documents, instead of you having to make a profile online for yourself, we'll scan the document for each time you participate and make a generic online profile for you. Just understand, for the important reasons of transparency, believability, and accountability, your mailed and scanned in voting document will still show to all of us should it come down to a close split decision. And for the communities with no choice, this is exactly where I'd throw a huge portion or percentage of our raised donations into, which is to create a way to get those people phones or internet for cheap or free under qualifying pretenses, so they can fairly and proudly represent themselves as well. And the last question that I've received is, who am I? What makes me qualified in starting something like this, and what makes me so interested in creating this? And my answer to that is, just like you, I'm no one overly special. And just like you, I feel like my life given to me by my parents and God are more special to me than anything anyone could ever offer me. Our individual personality deserves to shine as bright as we want it to, because we never know when it could come to an end. And I've always strongly felt that not a single person in this world truly controls me and how I choose to live every day. And like everyone else born in this patch of land, I found myself infatuated with our country for the freedom and fairness that it stands for. But I've also always felt that our form of democracy we have now has never lived up to what it's promised us. And as a person who's never been politically involved before, I've been told a few times, you either try to fight and improve the system from within, or make something brand new for us all to choose from. But unlike others though, my desire for wanting to control my own life has led me to never feeling comfortable voting for a representative in our current system. And to this day, I can say with no shame whatsoever, I've never voted and I never will. If it's to be for a representative that has the ability to make decisions behind closed doors that we, the majority, don't even have the ability to overturn. Many decisions made by our government or individual representatives no longer represent what we as a majority desire. But in this particular social experiment, and hopefully third major political party, called the Hopien Party, we can choose to have an opportunity for full representation and the acceptance of the majority decision from that representation. And I've created the Hopien Party for the sole purpose and desire of true equality, peace, and real individual power.